Hello guys, today we're going to talk about past perfect tense. As you can see on the screen, its rule is had plus past participle or verb 3. Let's get to it. Number 1, we use past perfect tense to talk about something that happened before something else. For example, you can see two pictures on the screen. The first one is Snoop Dogg was at Ronald's party at 8 o'clock. The second one is he left the party at around 10 o'clock. Okay, Snoop Dogg is at this guy's party at 8 o'clock. But he left the party at around 10 o'clock. Leonardo came to Ronald's party at 11 o'clock. So let's overview our facts once again. Snoop Dogg was at Ronald's party at 8 o'clock. He left the party at around 10 o'clock. And Leonardo came to Ronald's party at 11 o'clock. So, when Leonardo came to the party, Snoop was not there. Because Snoop left the party, remember. So how do we say this? This is past perfect tense. We use past perfect tense to talk about sequence of events. I mean, in other words, which event happens the first? Which action happens the first? Which action happens the first? Of course, Snoop Dogg leaving the party. This happened the first, then Leonardo came to the party. So first he left, then he came. But how do we say that? How do we use that? When Leonardo came to the party, Snoop had already left. Snoop had already left. So this one's happening the first. Snoop had already left the party, number 1. Then Leonardo came to the party. So this is 1 and this is 2. So this is the first action that was happening and this is the second action that was happening. Number 2, past perfect tense is usually used with time expressions like already, just, before, after, when, by the time, ever, and never. But you need to be careful about something. You need to know where you use them. For example, we don't say he already had left. We say he had already left. He had just seen him. Or what else? He had never seen that guy. So you need to be really careful about where you use them. Of course, you need some practice. Next one, we don't use past perfect tense unless we want to talk about the sequence of events. I had already told you that. For example, Ellen and Josh are having the conversation. What did you do after painting your room? This is Ellen's question. Josh says, I had helped my mother. Here, if you use that, if you put it in this way, if you say it in this way, the person who's in front of you will react to you like this, because this doesn't make sense. Because we use past perfect tense to talk about the sequence of events. For example, this guy said, what did you do after painting your room? Look, I painted the room the first, then I helped my mother. I cannot say I had helped my mother because this is the second action that I did. Instead, I should have said, I helped my mother, not I had helped. Other examples, I had been to Belgium before you were born. I hadn't been to Belgium before you were born. Had I been to Belgium before you were born? Easy. Had been, hadn't been, had I been. Classic. Okay, now let's get to the exercises. Now, I want you to pause the screen for a moment. Then do the exercises by yourself. Then I'm gonna give you the answers after 5 seconds. Alright, I think you are ready. Let's start with the first one. You went back to your hometown recently after many years. It wasn't the same as before. So, it's changed, right? So we should say, it had changed a lot. It had changed a lot. Let's talk about the sequence. You went back to your hometown. It wasn't the same before. So, I went there. It's not the same anymore. So, but which one happened the first? First, it had changed. Then, I went to my hometown, right? Number 1, number 2. Somebody sang a song, you didn't know it. How do you say it? I hadn't heard it before. Look, first, I hadn't heard it. That's the first action that happened. Then, somebody sang a song. This is the second one. So, before you sang it, I hadn't known it. I invited Rachel to the party, but she couldn't come. She had arranged to do something else. Okay, which one's happening? Of course, she had already arranged something to do. Then Rachel invited her friend. Sorry, I invited Rachel. You went to the cinema last night. You got to the cinema late. The film had already started. First, the film started, then I went to the cinema, right? Alright, past perfect or past simple. We're gonna do the same again. I'm gonna give you guys some time. Please pause the screen, prepare your answers, write down your answers, and when you are ready, play the clip. Alright, I think you are ready. So let's start with the first one. Paul wasn't at the party when I arrived. Okay, Paul wasn't at the party when I arrived. He had gone home. This is the first action that he did. This is the second action that he did. I felt very tired when I got home, so I blah blah straight to bed. I felt very tired when I got home, so I went straight to bed. Why went, why not had gone? The reason is, here I'm not really talking about the sequence of events. I felt very tired when I got home. Look, these two actions are happening at the same time, so we can't really say or decide which one happened the first. So we have to go with simple past tense here and also here, because we're not really talking about the sequence of the events. The house was very quiet when I got home. Everybody blah blah to bed. The house was very quiet when I got home. Everybody had gone to bed. This happened the first, then the house was very quiet, and then I got home, of course. Mark travels a lot. When I first met him, he blah blah already traveled around the world. I think you should have seen this. When I first met him, he had already traveled around the world. This is the first thing that he did. Then I met him. Number one. Number two. Sorry, I am late. The car blah blah down on my way here. Sorry, I'm late. The car broke down on my way here. Why? Here again, like the second example, I'm not really talking about the sequence of events, because and also it says here I am late. So this is present. And remember, past perfect tense is about past actions. Here I have a present action, and since I have nothing to compare, nothing to sequence it with, I have to go with past tense, simple past tense. The car broke down, because here we do not have two past actions. Alright guys, that's it for today. I'm gonna drop a link down below the description. I want you to go to that link and practice what you have learned. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to write me. Take care.